Now, do you think? So was when he made that pitch to you and everything, was that added? I mean, obviously it was added incentive, but was that a big piece to the puzzle? Being like, okay, I will resign with ECW instead of going with Eric in WCW.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I wasn't. My mind was definitely not made up that I
Hmm.
was going to go to WCW. I was having the. It's funny. We just talked about this on Disco and
Oh,
Conan's
did
podcast.
you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Um, during this time, so Bischoff made the agree. The offer to me, man to man, face to face. He talked about 3 year escalating pay. Boom, boom, boom. DDP followed up and he would call me, Diamond Dallas Page, and say, "Yo, Rob, Eric's got these hot ideas. This is going to be insane, bro. You got to be part of this." And he was telling me, my Paul Heyman and my DDP sound a lot alike, don't
They're pretty damn good though. I'm like
they?
when you're
Yo,
doing these, I'm
bro,
like, yeah.
bro, you got to get on this. And he, and he was saying that Eric is going to make these Mortal Kombat characters and put a lot into it, and you need to call them. And I would just say, okay, whatever. Just like when Sabu said, "Did Paul call you?" And I would say, "No." Same thing. A couple of weeks ago by, DDP would call me
Bro.
and he would say, "Yeah," and he would say, "Did you talk to Eric?" And I was like, "No." It's like, "Bro, give him a call." I'm like, oh. A couple of weeks ago by, DDP would say, "Bro, did you call Eric?" And I'd say, "No." And he'd say, "Bro, what? I told him you were going to call him. Like, what? What? Do you not want to do this?" And then finally, because he's like, they're going to put a lot of money into this. It's going to be changing the lights. There's going to be a bunch of characters like right out of the video game. And he's like, "Do you not want to do this?" And then finally, he asked me how I felt about it. And I was upfront enough to be like, I don't think I'm really feeling wearing a mask, and being a character. I kind of got several years invested into this RVD guy.
Yeah.
He's like, "Bro, why didn't you tell me? You wasted all this time." And I was, I don't know, but that's what happened. And then I wasn't anywhere near sure that I was going to go to WCW. I was definitely on the fence. And then Paul said, "Bro, not only can you go to ECW, but we're going to start fucking paying you on a guarantee, taking care of you, giving you opportunity to make more," which didn't happen with the pay-per-views and the royalties on the t-shirts and stuff. That was the part that didn't happen, but they were paying me though. So I wasn't, suffering. And also, of course, the whole thing with jumping the fence and being on WWE's television without having to compromise who I was, boom. I mean, yeah, that sealed the deal right there. Like you're really going to be able to do that. I'm going to be able to be myself and go there and say, "Hey, I'm ECW RVD, Mr. Monday Night." It happened.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, you got that main spotlight, and you didn't have to be like a like parody of Scorpion or nothing like that when it comes
Well,
to.
it was allegedly it was going to be Glacier, but Bischoff now.
So you wait, you were gonna be I was gonna ask, were you gonna be Glacier?
That's what DDP told me.
Okay.
When Glacier, what's his name?
Ray, is it Ray?
Yeah.
Ray
Anyway,
Lloyd?
Ray Lloyd. No, something Lloyd. That
Yeah.
sounds right.
Is it Ray Lloyd? That's off the top of my head. He's a nice guy. I met him a couple times.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
When he came out, I was still talking to DDP. We hadn't settled the matter yet because that was like after he'd been talking for 7 weeks. He was like, "Did you see it? They already launched the first one. There's going to be a whole bunch of them." And that was when I was, I'm good. So that was during that time. But Eric Bischoff recently, well, a year or two ago, I saw him in an interview respond to that situation, and he was like, "What? Rob Van Dam was going to be Glacier? Where did this come from?" And he had no idea. So when I saw him, I brought it up,
Yeah.
and it was like it must have just been DDP in the middle. They got that, confusion because that's definitely where I got all my info from, DDP, and he acted like he was talking to Eric every day, like he was sitting with him at his desk or something. So I don't know how far up the plans went for that to happen in the big picture. you know,
The wires got crossed, but
taking
man,
all the facts in.
man, now we're gonna get a whole bunch of fan fiction of you in a Mortal Kombat kind of fucking costume and shit. That's
Maybe it would have
awesome.
been fun, but at the same time, Paul was having these talks with me about trying to get me to stay.
Right, right.
And so I was like, yeah, that's some pretty good talk.
Yeah, absolutely.